Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday encounter and everyday life of an Aspie, or shall I say everyday life of an Aspie, looking into the eyes of Asperger's syndrome. Humble apologies. If you guys have been following me on my channel right now, I'm doing the series of basically living life drug free. Basically, this will cover, as it obviously suggests, when we should be able to break free from the addiction or habit that we need to do, and also just basically hopefully in support and guidance, and also mentoring others to actually break their habit, or just to obviously give you some pointers along the way of knowing the signs and symptoms of someone using, or even just this as a resource tool. So, and no further ado, basically, this is part 30, basically, I think I'm up to right now. About this one's going to entail 7 goals for moving forward in your recovery of this addiction or habit. As we know, in order to stay drug-free or alcohol-free, it's up to us, like anything in life. We need to realise that there are going to be consequences of our decisions, consequences of our actions, behaviour and attitude. This can affect a lot of people as well as ourselves along the way. And not have bouts of craving and constantly counting to use. You'll need to change some things. Here are some things maybe to keep in mind though, however. Number 1, relearn to think clearly. Or how to think clearly, shall we say. Using, obviously we know, distorts our way of thinking, and it's just interrupts the chemical of the brain, and obviously to the point where we lose all sense of where things are at. You know, it can cause illusions or hallucinations of basically when we're feeding that habits time and time again. You know, it's taking on its toll on us with a lot of different symptoms along the way, be it heavy breathing, be it that we're, you know, seeing double as in hallucinating, and that we're basically, you know, feeding our high just to, like I said, escape from reality or escape from the pain that we're in. Sometimes using, however, also distorts the way we see our life or our ability of how we handle things, to a point where that's we used to know how to handle things with care or handle things in general, and we thought that basically before we used that everything would be okay without having to, you know, use over and over again. But yet as a result, we need to recover a clear way of thinking up in our mindset as well as coping. We need to relearn, however, to be ourselves and to reclaim the former us. Number 2, changing our old behaviours and thought. When you use, no doubt you may only have thought like someone who used, but you almost surely behaved like someone who used. You did whatever you had to in order to use. Maybe you stole things in order to support your use, habit, addiction, dependency of it, what have you. Maybe you violated some rules or even the laws that has been reinforced of certain things in general, such as your curfew, as well as other rules set in place to keep you out of trouble. And that you also basically were the protector of the family and to protect your family. If you've violated such rules, now you'll need to stop behaving in the old ways and abide by the rules. If you were irresponsible, now you must be responsible. Those are the kind of old behaviours that needs to change in order to stay clean and sober, however. Number 3, rebuilding your reputation. Having violated the rules, as I shared before in number 2, however, has been less than honest, and you acting responsibly. Chances are you have broken the trust with people around you, be it your family, friends, from your teachers to your peers in class, or wherever you may be. It will take some time, however, as we know, to build up that trust, and using on your part to get others to trust you and see that you meant what you say and saying what you mean. But in reality, over time, as others observe you, that you're regaining that integrity, they'll begin to trust you once again. You can begin the work on repairing the wreckage of the past of what you did. Even though sometimes, as we know, that we can't always look back onto the past of what we did, but we can, and it's to a degree. But then we need to think on, you know, what can we change to make that, you know, present and future be a better one for us. 4, be vigilant in finding and staying close to the 12-step sponsor. So what I'm meaning here is basically find a recovery program. There is obviously, in some recovery programs, they have those 12 steps to recovery, obviously, and that basically, as I shared with you just briefly in the last one, is that you've got to admit that you're the problem. You've got to admit that the drugs is obviously doing havoc to your system, as well as just havoc of your behaviour, attitudes and thinking. Another one is basically knowing when to stop, obviously, is one, and obviously why did you use the drugs or alcohol as your friend or whatever, because many people turn to alcohol and drugs as their friend, and whatever else goes on. I can't remember the last few 12 steps, but I'm hoping that maybe I can find it and maybe put it into the description if you would like to find out more. Anyway, number 5 is let go of the false illusions. Chances are, in order to protect your using, you've become so good at lying to others as well as yourself, or even to events yourself. Maybe you fooled yourself into thinking that you're a better you when you know clearly you're not. Maybe you've fooled yourself into thinking that you're basically better than the drug use, or the drug users being the better than you, stage. And that you need to use in order to cope with your life. Addiction is a cunning disease, however, as I've said so many times before. You need to free some of yourself for some of the common illusions, such as I can't have fun unless I use, is first point. Another point for the false illusions to let go of: I can use just this once. Number 3, I can use this alcohol and not any other drugs that is readily available. Number 5, this using makes me feel better. Number 6, I'll only use to lose the weight. Number 7, using makes me more creative. Number 8, using makes me forget my problems. Number 9, using gives me confidence. Number 10, using helps me fit in. Now remove those, because obviously we know these are just false, and obviously we need to know what's truth and what's not for ourselves and for others around us. So number 6 is don't even forget how it works to use. To feel free of the pain that you were in is a normal human desire. Just because you're no longer using, that doesn't make you an exception. If reality seems painful and the pain for you is too strong and you ease it by drug use, it's difficult to stop using drugs, because as I said before, it falls in a cycle if you've been following. But if you're hit bottom, you know that this is a lie. So you must remember that the pain that using drugs has created for you is far greater than using leads you by taking yourself, the pain that using drugs could take you away from. Remember, who we're using leads you by taking yourself beyond that first high or first hit or drink into the pain of your last bottom. Number 7, learn how to take care of yourself. Obviously, as I said before, it's important to take care of ourselves. Know when enough is enough. It's your choice of if you want to actually break free from that habit or addiction in the first place. Obviously, as you know, that you're bringing more chaos and mess to yourself and the family, you were hurting yourself physically and emotionally. Recovery is about obviously genuinely loving yourself and willing to take that responsibility of your actions that you've had enough of using, to take care of yourself to the extent that you'll not put yourself at risk to suffer the physical and emotional toll of using. Caring for yourself in recovery obviously includes of the following: developing healthy and supportive friendships with those who can support you in living drug-free. Number 2 is learning healthy new ways to perceive feelings and emotions. Number 4, learning to care for your body. Number 5, learning to live according to your real values, if you've got any values and morals, as well as claiming and developing those values and morals, that you are worth more than the drugs, you are worth more than the using, you are worth more than all this and more. Putting yourself in a drug-free environment where you can have fun, obviously. As they say, sometimes with drugs and alcohol, there's more to life than that, of basically having fun to that. Well, that ends basically part 30 of what I'm sharing with you all. Please give me the like for support, or just like for that you're actually engaging with me, and also feel free, as I challenge you time and time again, to comment below of your stories so that we can actually create a positive chain or a ripple effect that, using ain't cool, just share some alignment on that, as well as some positive quotes or something along the way here, guys. Also follow me on Twitter and Facebook, AspieAnswersAll. Hopefully, like I said, that I'll be able to share some more videos up there for those who hasn't got a YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. Also, feel free to, share these videos around. And also, hopefully, like I said too, that with these videos, I'm hoping to share as many as I can. Like with my channel, I was hoping just to aim for two days a week to try and share my videos. But as I said before, many times before, at the moment I'm behind schedule with where I want to be with some of those videos. So I humbly apologise, but, you know, when things gets beyond your control and everything, you know, you just take it where you can and go with it. So, in all further ado, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for your support so far. Have fun wherever you are, stay safe, and I'll see you all soon.